In the 1960s, the American Civil Rights Movement was in full stride, with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as its charismatic leader. He organized nonviolent protests and marches on behalf of the Black community, and his work inspired people around the world. At age 35, Dr. King was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, the youngest person to receive that honor.
I admired him so much. He was such a courageous man, putting himself out there for all of us, speaking up to people and saying the things that we wish we had the courage to say.
By 1967, Congress had passed landmark legislation on racial equality and voting rights. But racial tensions still existed, with riots erupting in many cities, including Buffalo. That summer, UB's Graduate Student Association invited Dr. King to speak at its fall convocation. On November 9th, the civil rights leader addressed a full crowd at Kleinhans Music Hall.
We have come a long, long way, but we still have a long, long way to go before racial justice is a reality in our nation.
I was in Kleinhans when he came to Buffalo, and it was a wonderful experience. You were mesmerized by him. I'm in this place at this time, and I'm sharing in the presence of greatness, and I will forever remember that.
Less than 5 months after his UB visit, Dr. King was shot and killed in Memphis, Tennessee.
When this event took place, when this tragedy took place, it was about, well, what are we going to do about this? How can we commemorate the contributions that this man had made, and how do we keep that memory and that legacy alive?
In 1976, under the guidance of Professor Edward Jenkins, UB's Minority Faculty and Staff Association began an annual commemorative event to honor Dr. King.
So we had, some of the giants, both on political, business, and cultural life, to give a broad spectrum of accomplishments of African Americans.
I think it's important for our young people to know how it used to be and how far we've come, the struggles that our forefathers went through.
Many years now, we've incorporated the Martin Luther King Lecture as part of our Distinguished Speaker Series and brought to campus people who have challenged us, who have said to us, why do you think what you think? And we can and should have a better world.
On his holiday, what it should be is an accounting day. For everybody to look back and say, here's what I did every day to try to actually give some meaning to this American ideal, because it's not a black ideal, it's an American ideal.
Meeting Wangari Maathai, the amazing Nobel laureate, made it seem like a Nobel Prize wasn't that far away, an Academy Award in the case of Sidney Poitier. That all of these things were in reach to UB students.
Inequities, disparities, gender issues, economic issues, they're worldwide. And these are the kinds of issues that Dr. King highlighted. And so by continuing this series, we continue to say it's important that we address this, that we don't just settle for things as they are.
King challenged us to let our lives be our sermons, to let our every action reflect the light that illuminates our being.
And we hope that it's going to open people's mind to look at something very differently, that it's not black, white, brown, it's us. It's the mosaic of this university, of this country, that makes it great.
With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our cities into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Thank you.